I'm Lizzie Harrison for Card Player TV, here with Layne Flack. He recently won his 6th World Series of Poker bracelet. Congratulations.
Thanks, Liz.
It puts you in an elite club. I think there's about only 10 players that have 6 bracelets.
I didn't do the math. I thought there was only well, I know there's 12 living that have 5 or more.
Okay.
I knew that, and I think there's like 5 of us that have 5, isn't there?
I don't know.
I
could be wrong.
Not anymore. Right.
That's pretty cool. So it was the PLO event, $1,500 with rebuys, right? Mm-hmm. How many rebuys did you actually put into that prize pool?
21.
21 rebuys. So what place did you have to finish to get in the black?
12th.
12th place. So
after we got down to 2 tables, and I said, and they did a thing that the floor man comes over and says, when somebody busts out, I want you to holler, "We have a winner," and then we'll go hand for hand. I said, you can't do that. Not until we get down to 12. I said, everybody here's a winner except for me. When we get down to 12, that's when we say we have a winner.
So it was a pretty big field. Tell me about day one of the tournament, or specifically the rebuy period. Were you just obviously pretty fast and furious?
No, I mean, I actually sat down and took my first rebuy and ran it up to like 20,000.
Okay.
And I had a mad Frenchman to my left, and I can't think of his name. I hope you don't watch this because I know him. And then I kept on gambling. This is like, it's in the blood, you know, I can't stop.
I understand.
So I went, then I lost all that, so I did another double re, and I ran that up to 30,000. And then it was I showed up 40 minutes late. That probably saved me 15,000. And within 20 minutes, this seat came open, and Phil Ivey came and took that seat, so I knew it was game on. Now there's 3 of us in the dark, every hand, 6,000, 6,000.
Yeah, Phil needs a bracelet this year.
Right, so he was trying to buy it. Now he ran it through me, I don't know how many times. Now he had 90,000, and he was still in the 10,000 event. So now he leaves. Now I had no chance of getting it back, right? So I just had to keep firing and hope, a couple of people were calling. And at the break, I had 40,000.
Okay.
After like 10 straight double rebuys, equivalent to 20 rebuys.
That works.
Yeah, it was great.
So I saw that this year there were 50% more rebuys than there were last year in the same event. Why do you think that was?
I don't know.
Everyone rebought like a ton more. I think there were 1,350 rebuys this year, and last year it was only about 600.
I think it's probably because the younger internet kids are getting into Pot-Limit Omaha.
And they're rolled.
Yeah, they're rolled up. All the sites. When the sites first came out last year, the year before, there wasn't really Pot-Limit Omaha on there. Now it's really big on some of the sites, so they're getting into it.
So they are getting into it, but they still focus mainly on no limit hold'em. So what kind of errors did you spot a lot of the internet kids making in the PLO event?
I don't want to give away my secrets, but I mean, I have a couple PLO secrets.
PLO secrets?
And, I've taught people enough about poker on how to beat me. I'm not teaching them this one.
Okay, so you're not going to tell me how they screw up?
I'll tell you when we're not rolling.
Okay. Well, what kind of skills are important? Can you tell me that? What core skills do you need to be a good PLO player?
Are we still talking about the same thing?
Okay. We'll go into the final table.
Is this a now question or a later question?
Frank Vizza enters the final table as the chip leader. He goes out in 9th place. What happened?
He was the guy in seat 1?
I don't know.
I'll tell you this. I knew when I went in the final table, even with 600,000, I knew it was capable to take 8th or 9th. I mean, everybody had equivalent stacks.
Okay.
There was the
How
lowest.
were the blinds?
What were they? 4,000, 8,000?
Mm-hmm. So everyone had some room to play?
I mean, the short stack was 200,000, and the big stack was 800 or 900, maybe 800. I mean, that's, you could get it all. The blinds were big enough to where you could play a $1 million pot easy.
Wow. So who was the toughest opponent at the final table? Or going in, who did you expect to be the toughest opponent? Did it turn out that way?
Based on the seat position, I was in seat 8, and Ted Forrest is in seat 10, who I respect his game greatly. And he had a bigger chip count than me.
Okay.
And him on my left was very dangerous. That was an obstacle that I really needed to overcome. And Dario, obviously, was a good player. Those were my 2 obstacles, but I got somewhat lucky. Ted was card dead. And I brought the A game to the table.
Was there
and caught cards.
Was there like a really key hand for you at the final table that propelled you to the win?
There was actually a couple late. I mean, when we got down to 4-handed, I doubled Dario up, and I doubled the gentleman. I can't say his name, Joaquin Hernandez or something.
Okay.
I doubled both of them up. I had him down to where he could catch 7 cards on the river, and he spiked one of those, and I doubled him up. That was frustrating. But I guess I got revenge. It come 10, 10, 6. I pocket 6s. He had 2 aces, and he got it all in. And Dario, I had to fade a big one. It come queen, 6, 7 with 2 clubs, and he had the 3, 4, 5, 6. So he had the wrap with the clubs.
Okay.
But I had the 5, 6 also on 2 aces, and I faded that one. So those were 2 big key hands.
And then you went heads up with Mikowski, and that was only a couple hands, right?
That's usually how I do it.
What did you think of his play?
I don't know.
I don't know.
Didn't take long. No, I'm kidding. I hope you don't want to see that. No, he actually surprised me, his play throughout the table. You know, he got his chips from Dario, and then he became a threat to me. But I can't remember the hand where I got a few of his chips, and then when I got Dario's and the other guys, you know, it wasn't a fair fight. It was like 4.8 million to 600,000. If I lost that,
They'd be talking.
And they wouldn't be talking to me. There'd be a noose.
Oh. So what was going through your mind when you won the bracelet, the final hand, and you're like, wow, number 6? It's been a while since you won a bracelet. I'm so polite.
You're a peach.
I haven't won one in 24 years. If it makes you feel better.
Are you 24?
I am.
Oh, you got 1 year left.
Until what?
Well, I trade all girls in after they. So if you want some of this, you got.
All right, I'm gonna be 25 soon too. A couple months.
What was the question?
So when you won the tournament, the very last hand, the chips were shipped your way, and you knew the bracelet was about to be on your wrist. What was going through your mind?
You know, I've had a lot of emotional situations where I could have been emotional at the final table, and I've kept my composure well. This time, the only thing I can think, if no diamond comes, I'm actually going to show emotion this time, and they got it out of me.
They got emotion?
Yeah, not great emotion, but I mean, like in Aruba, when the deuce hit the turn, I mean, I showed no emotion, even though inside I was just ripped apart. But this one, they got it.
Well, how do you manage to keep a poker face like that when something happens, good or bad?
Well, I mean, what good's it do?
I don't know. A lot of people just can't seem to help it. You have that much control over yourself?
Yes.
Yes? All right, so you've got a bracelet now, another one. I heard you gave away the first 5. Is that true?
I gave the first one, kind of. The first one
Well, not like gave them away en masse, but like gave them to people with significance.
Right. The first one I had in my safe, along with like numerous pieces of jewelry and diamonds and stuff that I'd won like off people playing poker throughout the years.
All right.
And the second one I gave to my father. My third one I gave to my brother. The fourth one I gave to my other brother. And the fifth one, believe it or not, I was living at Ted's house, and we can't find it.
So
Ted had it someplace, and he doesn't bother to look for it. He says, I don't know where it is.
So the fifth one is MIA?
MIA.
And what's going to happen to the sixth one?
Now, the sixth one has to replace the first one.
Okay.
Because that got stolen. I went to visit Phil Helmuth in Palo Alto, and I come home and my house, it got burglarized, and they stole my safe and, and everything. So that one got replaced. So my daughter says to be replaced with this one. I have to start again.
You're going to start over at the beginning? All right, well, that's a good story. I like it.
You like it?
I like it.
I like it.
Well, thanks for coming up, and congratulations on your win.
Thank you.
Lizzie Harrison with Layne Flack for Card Player TV.